this beautiful school area here today. This is the Templegreen Park area of northeast Calgary, Alberta, Canada, for any of people from other countries. And if you could just zoom around and show the beautiful neighborhood we're in. So this is high residential. And this is a kindergarten school. We got lots of residences. We got the playground here. There's a community center over there, and look what we have right there. And this is a really good example, Jesse, of the brazenness of the telecommunication industry vis-a-vis the government of Canada. Like, they're not trying to hide that thing. It stands out pretty bad there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we just released reports from Russia where they're actually banning Wi-Fi and cell phones in schools. And we know France is doing a similar thing for kindergarten schools and putting restrictions on Wi-Fi use for schools that are mid-high school, high school level as well. So this is really positive, but Canada's doing nothing. They've completely ignored it. But we're going to take some readings here from this playground to see what's happening with this tower. But this pretty much symbolizes what's happening in Canada. Most people are asleep, or they're programmed by the establishment, political puppets, by this fake, phony media that's now bought out by the government of Canada. They're literally getting millions of dollars to push the government position. This is, the media is supposed to be a check on government. In Canada, it's in bed with the government. It's really sad. But let's get a reading here for these young kids. Yeah, listen to that. This is very extreme. We're going up to 5.33. Let's go over to the school, right over here. Yeah, this is very high. This is blanketed radiation going up to 5.33. It's nearly maxing out on these young kids here. It's well over the non-thermal effects. It's going up to 3,500 for the microwatts per square meter. The peak signal's peaking out at 5.33, and it's pulsating fairly high. So this is troubling. Pulsations. It's pretty bad.
So all the kids here playing in the park here is going to feel the effects of the, tower, the radiation that's coming from the tower.
They're getting blanketed, fairly high extreme levels of EMF radiation here. The Russian government, they're very advanced when it comes to radiology. As everyone knows, they're a nuclear power. And there was a report in 1977 warning about millimeter waves. But now they're actually, the Ministry of Health in Russia has actually put a ban on Wi-Fi cell phones. And there's the standards for these towers is like 1,000 times lower than what's in Canada. This is what's happening. I don't know what the hell's going on in Canada. It's so corrupt in Ottawa with Health Canada that we're completely throwing our kids, our pregnant moms, people in general under the bus when it comes to this. It's basically like the telecommunication industry is like a dictator in this country doing whatever they want. But you know what they do in France? They are required to provide readings to locally. In Canada, NCA has to provide the readings. The government doesn't want you to know here. But this is unacceptable. This level here.
This one's maxed out, right?
Yeah, pretty much maxed out. Yeah, it's going up to 6 now. This is maxing out in a playground. It's over nearly 8,000 now. Microwatts per square meter, and it's maxing out in this playground. And I'm looking at that tower there. We're going to walk over to now, but it looks like it's 4G, but who knows what's under those shields. I think it's only a 4G tower now, but we're seeing 5G antennas everywhere, and it's only going to be a matter of time before they add it on it. Let's walk over here quick.
So if we're maxing out already on a 4G tower, then what's that going to look like for once they implement the 5G everywhere?
It's going to be even higher.
So
yeah.
We don't even have meters that can...
Well, eventually
this is maxed out.
Yeah, eventually NCA is going to get a millimeter reader, and so we'll be able to measure it, but it's going to be even higher. You know, we posted some towers on National Citizens, like our Facebook today, of a 5G tower that has 6 antennas. You know, this is new. This is a new tower, as you can see. This is unacceptable what's going on, because the government is fully aware of the independent science, and they're all predicated on ignorance of the public, and they're in bed with the telecommunication industry. This is a national crisis now in our country, of both corruption and national health crisis in our country. It just shows how backward we are as a country, that we're allowing this. We have highly educated people in their country, and most people are asleep. So it's pretty disgusting. You know, let this be a wake-up call. Let this be a wake-up call.
This is in the northeast we're in.
Yeah, the northeast here. This is, you know, almost maxed out. The one tower that was worse was a TELUS one with 5G on 16th. We did, and the playground was completely maxed out.
This is the tower here, and you can see it's a pretty far distance away, but right underneath the tower is more safer than it is out here. And here we're in the playground where it's maxing out. You know, this meter is maxing out for everybody, you know, that's playing here in the park, parents that are with it. So as you can see here on Steve's meter here,
yeah, it's maxing out. Look at that. Look at that. Look right here. Can you zoom into the meter? Stay away from it. But you can see how high the readings are. It's pretty disgusting. And I think it looks like the local government, the community center here is behind it, because that's on public property there. Probably the city of Calgary. I don't know what's wrong with these councillors in Calgary. You know, they're all excited about making the city 5G, and they completely dismiss the EMF radiation.
And nothing on safety.
But it's happening in Vancouver, Montreal, Toronto, throughout the US, Europe, Australia, you name it, Asia.
Well, look, they just mandated mandatory masks in Calgary, so obviously the city hall is not doing a very good job.
Yeah, so we're not against masks and NCA, but you know, our concern, because we went to one of the protests, is that there's no independent science saying they prevent people from getting viruses. So why take the choice away?
And as well as it limits people's health. So if
Exactly.
you're breathing in your own carbon dioxide,
yes.
you know, now it's a safety risk. So you should have the freedom of choice if you're going to put your safety in hands, whether or not you want to put a mask on.
Yeah. NCA totally agrees with that, and it's really unfortunate. You know, like seatbelts is proven that they save lives, but there's no peer-reviewed science at all that says a mask is going to prevent you from getting a virus. That's a fact. And we ask anyone out there who doesn't agree with us, you show us the peer-reviewed science, and we'll take a look at it. But we don't know of any.
And safe.
Yes.
We need to know the safety studies,
Yeah,
long-term safety studies,
Yeah.
not just that it protects, but if people are going to be putting these things on their face, we need to know that it's safe for them.
This is like, isn't this kind of like sci-fi?
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like, it's so brazen that they don't even attempt to hide it. But that was maxed out in that second playground.
Lots of viewers were up to 62 online.
Not very. People should be outraged on what's going on. Like, this is this is probably the biggest. The debt is obviously huge in Canada. The fiat currency, that's a big issue, but this is about our basic health. And then we haven't even talked about the privacy component of what's coming through the 5G AI technocracy, where they're going to have all these robots, machines, drones doing our jobs. We're going to lose up to 40-50% of our jobs, yet they're bringing in the mass immigration, mass migration. Why? People need to ask why. If we're going to lose all those jobs, why are they bringing all these extra people in? Think about it. It doesn't make sense what they're doing. This country is, it's really sad. It's a young country, Canada, compared to countries in Europe. And we got to grow up. We got to grow up, and we got to start questioning, and we need to hold these governments accountable. They're supposed to serve you, the people, and they're doing crap like this.
No, it's all about money and who's pulling the strings. So they had to have City Hall approval in order to put this tower up.
Also City of Calgary. So we're just going to look at the components of the tower. But this is basically brand new.
Looks like a very new tower.
It probably came deployed during the lockdown. We're going to have to monitor it. They're pretty sneaky, eh? So it couldn't be more in a public area. There's a play field there, There's the
community center.
Thank you. I smell something Yeah, look, it's all new components, eh? So this is probably during the lockdown. This whole area, you see that over there, and they got the
people playing here right now.
So look at this, everyone. You can zoom up there too, zoom into it. We're gonna have to monitor this. They can add on. Pretty. Because we're under the antennas, that's the reason. Yeah. Look at this equipment here, it's all brand new.
Brand new stuff.
Brand new.
We're not against technology, we're not against the progression of humanity, but we just want to make sure this stuff is safe. So show us the safety testing, independent safety testings about all this stuff, knowing that we aren't being harmed.
thing. See if you can zoom in there and get we can find out who's producing this stuff. See it there?
But most of the stuff here in Canada is coming from Nokia, right?
Nokia and Ericsson.
Nokia and Ericsson are the two major companies here in Canada that are bought the components for these 5G towers.
And I know, I talked to one of the technicians in BC. I know Rogers is replacing a lot of the Huawei stuff, but the thing is, people need to realize there's already a mass surveillance state in Canada right now. It's only going to be amped up, right? So whether it's China spying on you or your own government, you're going to be spied on, especially through 5G. You're going to have no privacy.
And at the National Citizens Alliance, how do we plan on fixing that?
Well, we have an IT policy, but we don't support dragnet surveillance of people. It's violating their privacy. We want a moratorium on 5G so we can properly assess the health and privacy impacts. That's the prudent way forward if you're putting your people first, right? So we're not against the telecommunication industry, but their interests shouldn't oversee the basic interests of the Canadian people.
Huge safety.
Yeah, it's fundamental, right? We're sickened by the corruption in Ottawa. Across both sides of the aisle, just phony political theater. We're just sickened by it. We call it out. You know, there's all kinds of fake the AstroTurf, and but we're not playing the game. That's what makes us different.
And some people get affected more than others by this, you know.
Look, warning antennas may be active. Get the sign here.
So some people find it more guidelines for working in radio frequency environments. All personnel should have electromagnetic energy EME awareness training. All personnel entering this site must be authorized, obey all posted signs, assume all antennas are active. Before working on antennas, notify owners and disable appropriate transmitters. Maintain safe distance from all antennas.
See, that's where the power is coming through.
Do not, Hawk?
He's a
Yeah, do not stop in front of antennas. Use personal RF monitors while working near antennas. Never operate transmitters without shields during normal operation. Do not operate base station antennas in equipment room. So these are like warnings.
Oh,
and
this is unbelievable here. Look, this is unbelievable. Right here, this sign. Check this sign out. This is unbelievable. Right here. Why the hell are they referring to the FCC? This isn't the US. Look at this. We're in Canada and they're talking about the Federal Communications Commission. You see that? Unbelievable.
So it says right here, it says caution. Beyond this point, radio frequency fields of this site may exceed FCC rules for human exposure.
FCC is the Federal Communications Commission.
So,
and they're completely corrupt. They're in bed with the US telecommunication industry.
And it says for your safety, obey all posted signs and site guidelines for working in.
Yeah, you see that there, right? Look, they're worried about vandalism here too. This one.
Operation license. Persons vandalizing
see the federal government
facility
this
will
is
be
all through
prosecuted
the government of Canada
under applicable federal, state, and local laws.
You see
so
that?
We don't, condone, any vandalism to any of this stuff. That's not what we're about. We're just here showing people we've got our Hawk. Hawk.
Come here.
Hawk.
Maybe.
Hawk.
See those tags?
Come here.
See that 2100? That's 2.1 gigahertz. You see them there? Those different tags are showing the frequency level.
Oh, the 2100.
Yes. And you see that symbol there? Look, if you zoom in, we'll be able to know who's. You know what I think? I think that might be Ericsson there because of that symbol. See it? The logo?
The 3 lines?
Yeah. I think that's Ericsson. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So,
we're going to have to monitor this site. But if you look up there, they got more components hidden.
so there'd be a lot of components inside of this bubble that's
Yes.
hidden?
Well, you see above the top line?
Yeah.
You see them up there, hidden up there?
So they're hiding the components now inside of these tubes, it looks like. This is
Yeah.
the new thing going on.
Yeah, especially at the churches, they have that. But this is the new norm. And these signs speak volumes. You see that there, right? The signs. So we're going to go to a new site. So check in with us in about 5 minutes. There's another school playground that we want to do something on. So please share the message today. It doesn't get any more real than this, but this is reality on the ground.
Can we just do a quick reading before we go? Just
Sure.
right here?
Yeah, it's low here because we're under those antennas, right?
So
it's extremely low. And it's still at an unsafe level. It's at 0.89. 0.5 is the threshold. You see that?
Right underneath the tower is a little safer, but obviously the farther away you go, the stronger the frequencies get.
Yeah, because you'll be line of travel of those antennas. That's where all the EMF's coming out of, those antennas. And right now we're under them.
Yeah, so we're going to be going to a different site, everybody. So if you can check us out. We're going to be back in like 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to go to another place where we're going to check it out. So we'll be right back, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing. And we'll be back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.